Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dawg Bowers, and I want you to realize that you are greatly blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved. And today, this is video 4, and I am real excited to talk to you about probably one of the single biggest changes for me from a business standpoint, marketing standpoint, spiritual standpoint, personal standpoint. It really came as marketing advice, but it is absolutely so powerful. And I'm gonna read to you a quote that is so awesome that I just heard the other day, and it's really great. And listen to this. To get, he had tried, yet his store was still meager. To a wise man he cried in a voice keen and eager, "Pray, tell me how I may successfully live." And the wise man replied, "To get, you must give." As to giving, he said, "What have I to give? I have scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake of life's bountiful store." Came the wise man's response, "Then you must give more." The lesson was learned. To get was forgotten. Toward mankind he turned with a love new begotten. And as he gave of himself in unselfish living, then joy crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. That's by Arthur William Beer. How awesome is that? That's exactly what I want to talk to you today about. And you know, you can look to a lot of great sources to find this information. Of course, I always want to root it in the highest quality source, which is the Bible. Given it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, men will give unto your bosom. The Bible is telling us there is power in giving. You know, as Christians, we're taught to tithe. One of the big mistakes, though, that I see Christians doing is they feel this angst over tithing. You should never, my personal belief, and I believe it's in the Bible as well, is that you should never give because you feel it's a command. This was way before the 10 Commandments. Tithing was part, and it's not, God does not need your money, okay? He owns it all. He's only doing it for our benefit, and he's trying to initiate, he's trying to get us to realize that he is the source, and you should only give in tithing. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but only tithe when you feel that you've received so much and you are so joyful in what you have that out of your feeling of gratitude, thankfulness, and joy, you give. The same with helping others, the same with helping the poor. Any area where you are experiencing lack, that's the area that you need to give. And you know, Paul talked about this grace of giving. That's another place in Proverbs, and you're gonna have to look this up, Google it. But in Proverbs, it talked about there is he who gives sparingly, yet has little, and there is he who scatters abroad, yet has much. That's the law of giving and receiving. It's also, some people call it the law of attraction, but it all started in the Bible. And God knew this, and for doing it on the right reasons, based on the right foundation, will help you tremendously. Now, how did I hear about this? This didn't come to me even though I'd heard those verses. It didn't make much sense, but in the early 2000s, it might have been even 2000, I was looking for business advice to grow my business, and a real wise friend, actually I had 2 different people tell me this. They said that to get, well, you know, Zig Ziglar said, hey, to get, and I used to work for Zig Ziglar in phone sales. It was brutal, but it taught me a lot, and I feel so blessed to have had that experience. I actually took all their cold calls as a 16-year-old and got all their old leads, and they gave them to me, and I got an award for, and it was brutal. That is a tough way to get your feet wet and cut your teeth in sales, but it did teach me a lot of valuable stuff. And Zig told me, he says, you can get anything in your life if you just help enough other people get what they want. And just like this poem, You're not going to give so that you can get. You're going to give out of you want to give out of an abundance. But let's talk about even just strictly on a marketing standpoint. With the advent of the internet, it is so easy and inexpensive to give good information. In fact, I would encourage you, for anything where you have an expertise, for anything where you have a passion, if you've got something you're really passionate about, you can monetize that, and you can actually turn that into a business. If there's anyone who's lived that dream, it's been me. For over 20 years now, I've gone all over around the world teaching barefoot water skiing, and there's just like the smallest group in the world, the smallest business in the world. But I've done that, and so this wise advice came to me, and he said, and it's my buddy Dean Jackson who told me this. He said, what you need to do is get a systematic way of giving super high quality free information away. When you do that, a lot of amazing things happen all at once. But I'm going to give you like the spit. So what did I do? I'm going to give you an example of my barefoot water skiing business. Is I started compiling and helping. And you need to think not about yourself and what you want. You need to think about what your customers, your prospects would want. And so I started solving their problems little by little, thinking, what do they want? Now realize at this time, I wanted to get money for a 2-hour DVD I was selling, and I still sell it to this day, and it sells all around the world. And so it was very weird for me to say, listen, I'm going to give really super detailed advice. And this was before video was available. So it was way more difficult. I have to sit down, and it'd take me hours, even though I knew this information like the back of my hand, to write this out, kind of organize it, and then give it away for free to people. What they do is they leave their name and email, and in exchange, I would send them, every week or 2 weeks, I would send them another great tip. Now, I didn't just give a little bit of good information. I mean, I detailed it down to the nth degree and made sure that I talked about the challenges that they were facing, about how aggravating it is to be in that situation so I could relate to what they were doing, and how I was going to help them get out of that situation. If you have specific knowledge, you can do the exact same thing, and you can take the problems that people are experiencing in your niche, and you can give away really high quality information. Now, if some of you are out there say, listen, I'm not sure that I really have super specific knowledge to give away. There's another way to give that's awesome. I call it borrowed authority, but what it is that what we teach you to do, if you want to be mentored by me, is that we teach you to learn, to do, and then to teach. That's part of my 90 days to 30K video blogging challenge that I'm putting out. And what I do, and for the first time in my life, I took it up to such a notch that, I had a hard time doing once a week, twice a week. And I thought, in the perfect world, if I want to ratchet up this giving, what I'm going to do is I really feel that I should do it daily. But I could never get myself to do it until I got the proper training. And it's easy, but you got to make sure that you got to do a couple things. Is you do not want to over edit yourself. What I do, and I recommend you do, taking it up to a whole nother level. You can write this information out and give it away, or even easier, you can video it and give it away. Don't worry about editing. Don't worry about putting lots of cool music or graphics or anything like that. I want you to take this now you're saying, well, wait, what am I going to give away? Like the guy in that story, right? What have I to give? You have a lot to give. You have a lot to give. And what you do is you want to read some very inspirational, motivational material. It can be about a specific technique in what you're passionate about. It can be about some motivational material that you read. And once you feel that inspired, once you read it and you go, that is exciting, you're taking some notes, you're getting excited about it, that's when you want to turn on the camera or write out your message, and then there's a lot of ways of delivering it. We'll talk about that later. You can post it on Facebook, you can make a newsletter, and then once you've done that, just like the video I'm doing right now, you can package this stuff up and even add more value by giving away, like I'm going to be giving away these 7 videos. on how to start, own, operate, a successful Christian online home-based business and how to automate. I'm going to give that away. I'm actually going to even transcribe my videos, and that will turn into an ebook. So you can, once you get the information out there and you start doing this a bunch, it's very, very powerful. Now in the 90-day challenge that you can do right now, you literally can start reading, getting motivated, excited about somebody else's great material, and once you feel something you're inspired and connected to, do not worry about how you're going to look or anything like that, because at first there's not going to be that many people watching and following, okay? You'll get much, much better at it. But if you do it every day, trust me, somewhere around 50 days, out of a 90-day challenge, you start to get connected. People start to feel like they know you. And they're connecting with you. And if you are giving away high-quality free information, there is no way that it cannot come back to you. It may not happen with the specific person you're thinking of. Don't worry about that. That's happened many, many times in my business where I've given to someone specifically, really helped them laser focus. Time on the phone, time in person, all that, and then they don't do business with you. Joyfully. Because another thing that we have a benefit as Christians is all things are working together for our good, so we don't have to worry about that. Believe me, it cannot return void to you. It will always, it has to come back to you. So that's the lesson I want to talk to you about. Giving. Given it shall be given you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Men will give unto your bosom. Find out something you're passionate about. If you have specific skills and information, get organized, get motivated, and give that away. If you do not have something specific, then what you do is you read great material. It can be a Bible, it can be a sermon by someone that you love with a great point. Haven't you ever done that before, where you've listened to someone and you're like, that is awesome, I love that. You know what? That is a gift that you have been given. Give it away. Give it away. And when you give it away, something powerful happens. It is going to come back to you. And do not worry about monetizing it first. Just get really good at being consistent and giving away. And it will absolutely come back to you. That is one of the most powerful lessons I can give you. A very wealthy client of mine said to me, "Hey, Lane, we need to know how to get some more customers up here. We're not getting customers." And they wanted to know the technique. They know I do a lot of really cool marketing stuff, and they've seen me. I've taught people how you can market to your competition. You know what I mean? You can actually market to your competition's audience. And that's a really cool thing. So he was looking for some trick, but the advice I gave him is the exact advice that we read about and the exact advice I was given. If you want more from anything in your life, give more. That is tremendously powerful. It's foundationally scriptural, and it absolutely cannot fail. I'm excited for you. If you have questions about what you can give, or how to organize it, or other things like that, leave me a comment. I'm super excited to help you with that. God bless you today, and expect a miracle.